Hi everyone, and welcome back to Will English Channel. I'm Emmanuel, and I'm really happy to be with you today.
Hello, Emmanuel. Hello, everyone. It's so nice to be here again and talk with you.
Today we'll talk about something very real, your work day. How to describe your day at work in simple English.
Yes, this is super useful. People ask all the time, what do you do? How is your day at work?
Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to Will English Channel. It helps us a lot to keep making these lessons.
And please like this video and share it with your friends and family. It's a small click for you, but a big help for us.
Okay, Dorcas, let's start with something simple. What do you do? What's your job?
I work in an office as an assistant. I help organize emails, calls, and documents.
Nice. That's a very clear answer. So you can say, I work in an office as an assistant.
Yes, and it's better than just saying, I'm assistant, with no article. We should say, I'm an assistant.
Exactly. We need an. So a full version could be, I'm an assistant. I work in an office.
Yes, that sounds very natural. And you, Emmanuel, what do you do?
I'm a graphic designer. I create visuals and designs for different clients.
Oh, that sounds creative. So your model sentence is, I'm a graphic designer. I work with clients.
Yes, learners can copy that and just change the job. For example, I'm a teacher. I'm a nurse. I'm a driver.
Some learners say, I'm work in company, which isn't correct. We should say, I work in a company, or I work for a company.
Good correction. So the basic pattern is I'm a plus job and I work in, for, at.
Yes, for example, I work in a hospital. I work at a school. I work for a bank. Prepositions are small, but very important.
So step 1 to talk about your workday is say what you do and where you work. 2 short sentences are perfect.
Exactly, you don't need long speeches. For example, I'm a mechanic. I work in a garage. Simple and clear.
Dorcas, let's talk about time now. What time do you usually start work?
I usually start work at 9 a.m. I try to arrive a little early, maybe 8:50.
Nice, that's a good habit to be a bit early. So your sentence is, I usually start work at 9 a.m.
Yes, that's how I say it. Not, I start my work at 9 o'clock usually. That sounds strange.
Right, we normally put usually before the verb. I usually start. Learners can do the same with other verbs like I usually finish at.
Exactly. And you, Emmanuel? What time do you start work?
I usually start around 9:30 a.m., sometimes a bit earlier if I have a lot to do.
So you could say, I usually start work at 9:30. That's the same as 9:30.
Yes, 9:30 is a good option too. Some learners say I start at 9:30, but that's not correct.
Yes, we don't say 9:30. We say 9:30 or 9:30.
Do you walk to work or take transport in the morning? That's also part of the workday.
I usually take the bus to work. It takes me about 20 minutes.
So you can say, I usually take the bus to work. That's a very common, useful sentence.
Yes, learners can also say, I go to work by car or I walk to work. Short and clear.
For me, I take the metro most days. Sometimes I walk if the weather is nice.
So your model sentence is, I usually go to work by metro. That's easy to copy with other transport words.
Exactly. They can change it to by train, by bike, etc. So now we have job, place of work, start time, and how we get there.
Yes, that's a strong base to describe your workday. Just with a few short sentences, you already say a lot.
So Dorcas, once you arrive at work, what do you usually do first in the morning?
First, I turn on my computer and check my emails. I like to see what is important for the day.
That's very clear and simple. So you could say, I usually turn on my computer and check my emails.
Yes, exactly. Usually shows it happens most days.
Some learners say, I open my computer. But that's not natural. We say, turn on my computer.
Yes, good point. Open is more for open a file, open a document.
After emails, what's the next thing you usually do? Still in the morning.
I look at my to-do list and choose my first task. I like to start with something simple.
So a good sentence is, I usually start with an easy task. That's very natural English.
Yes, very easy to copy. And you, Emmanuel, what do you usually do first at work?
I usually read messages from clients. Then I plan the designs I need to work on.
So your model could be, in the morning, I usually read client messages and plan my work. It's short but complete.
Exactly. Learners can replace client messages with student messages, orders, etc. Same structure, new word.
Do you take a break in the morning or do you work non-stop? That's also part of the workday.
I usually take a short break around 11 a.m. I stand up, walk a bit, and drink some water.
That's a good, healthy habit. You could say, I usually take a short break in the morning.
Yes, very simple sentence. And you, Dorcas, do you also take a morning break?
Yes, I usually take 5 minutes to stretch and breathe. It helps me stay focused.
So we have nice morning work sentences now. I check my emails. I look at my to-do list. I take a short break.
Yes, and learners can mix them to describe their own work morning. Just change the verb or the object.
Dorcas, let's talk about lunch now. What do you usually do at lunchtime on a workday?
I usually have lunch around 1 p.m. Most days, I eat at the office.
Okay, so a good sentence is, I usually have lunch at 1 p.m. at the office. We say have lunch, not take my lunch in English.
Yes, have lunch is the natural expression. Take my lunch is a typical mistake.
So learners can say, I have lunch at plus time. Very simple and useful.
Exactly. And you, Emmanuel, what time do you usually have lunch?
I usually have lunch a bit earlier, around 12:30. If I'm very busy, sometimes I eat later.
So you could say, I usually have lunch at 12:30. That's another way to say 12:30.
Yes, 12:30 is good too. Some learners say 12 and half, but that's not correct.
Right. We don't say 12 and half. We say 12:30 or 12:30.
Dorcas, do you bring food from home or buy food outside? That's also part of the workday.
Most days I bring food from home. Sometimes, maybe once a week, I eat out with a colleague.
Nice. So two good sentences are, I usually bring my lunch from home, and sometimes I eat out with colleagues. Eat out means eat at a restaurant or cafe, not at home.
Yes, eat out is a very useful phrasal verb. Learners can say, I like to eat out on Fridays.
For me, I often buy something simple near the office. A soup, a sandwich, or some pasta.
So your model sentence could be, I often buy my lunch near the office. That's clear and easy to copy.
Do you eat alone at lunch or with people? Both are common.
It depends on the day. Sometimes I eat alone. Sometimes I eat with my coworkers.
So you can say, I usually have lunch with my coworkers, or I sometimes eat alone at my desk.
Yes, at my desk is very common at work. Learners can use, I eat at my desk when I'm busy.
Great. So now we have many lunch sentences. Have lunch at, bring lunch, eat out, eat at my desk. With these, you can describe the middle of your workday very well.
Yes, only a few patterns, but many possibilities. Just change the time, the place, or who you eat with.
So, Dorcas, after lunch, what do you usually do in the afternoon at work?
In the afternoon, I usually work on bigger tasks that need more focus. I answer emails, write reports, or prepare documents.
Okay, that's very clear. A good model sentence is, in the afternoon, I usually work on bigger tasks and answer emails.
Yes, in the afternoon is a nice way to start the sentence. It shows the time of day clearly.
Some learners forget the and say in afternoon. But we need in the afternoon, right?
Yes, always in the afternoon. Same with in the morning and in the evening.
Good reminder. So, do you have a regular break in the afternoon?
Yes, I usually take a short break around 4 p.m. I stand up, stretch a little, and drink some water.
Nice, that's healthy. So learners can say, in the afternoon, I usually take a short break around 4 p.m.
Yes, they can just change the time. For example, I take a break at 3 o'clock.
All right, my turn. In the afternoon, I usually continue designing or editing projects.
So your sentence could be, in the afternoon, I usually work on my design projects. That's short but very clear.
Exactly. Sometimes I also have online meetings with clients.
So another useful sentence is, I often have meetings in the afternoon. Many people can use that.
Yes, that's true for many jobs. Some learners say, I do a meeting, but we should say, I have a meeting.
Yes, have a meeting is the natural collocation. For example, I have a meeting with my manager at 3 p.m.
So now we can describe the afternoon like this. In the afternoon, I usually work on big tasks, have meetings, and take a short break.
Yes, and with just that, your workday description sounds complete and natural. You only need to change the activities to match your real life.
Dorcas, let's talk about the end of the day now. What time do you usually finish work?
I usually finish work at 5 p.m., sometimes a bit later if I have a lot to do.
So a good sentence is, I usually finish work at 5 p.m. Short and very clear.
Yes, and not, I finish my job at 5. That sounds strange. We normally say finish work, not finish my job.
Good point. Finish work is the natural expression. And you can also say, I get off work at 5 p.m.
Yes, get off work is more informal, but very common. For example, I get off work late on Fridays.
And after you finish, what do you usually do next? Do you go straight home?
Most days, I go home directly. Sometimes I stop at the supermarket on the way.
So your sentence could be, after work, I usually go straight home. Or, sometimes I stop at the supermarket after work.
Yes, learners can change supermarket to gym or friend's house. Same pattern, different place.
Okay, my turn. I usually finish work around 6 p.m.
So you could say, I usually finish work at 6. Very simple and natural.
After that, I take the metro back home. If I'm not too tired, I walk part of the way.
So another model sentence is, after work, I usually take the metro home. Again, learners can change metro to bus, car, bike.
Some learners say, I return to my home, which is understandable but not natural. We normally say, I go home or I get home.
Yes, go home is very common and easy. For example, I get home at around 6:30.
So now we can describe the end of the workday like this. I finish work at 5 p.m., then I go home by bus.
Exactly. With just 2 short sentences, your day already sounds complete. Job, start time, activities, lunch, afternoon, and finish time, all in simple English.
Okay, Dorcas, let's do a quick recap of everything. What can learners say to describe their workday in simple English?
They can start with their job. I'm I work in, at, for, then add the time. I start work at, and finish work at.
Right. That already gives a clear picture. Then they can say how they go to work. I go to work by bus / by car / on foot.
Yes, and they can describe the morning. For example, in the morning, I usually check my emails and plan my day.
Good. Then lunchtime. I have lunch at 1 p.m. at the office. Or, sometimes I eat out with my coworkers.
After that, the afternoon. In the afternoon, I work on bigger tasks and I often have meetings.
And finally, the end of the day. I finish work at 5 p.m. and I go straight home.
Yes, with just those short sentences, you have a full workday. Job, place, time, transport, morning, lunch, afternoon, and finish time.
Maybe I can give one full example. Something like, I'm a graphic designer. I work in an office. I start work at 9:30 and finish at 6. I go to work by metro. In the morning, I check emails and plan my projects. I have lunch at 12:30 near the office. In the afternoon, I work on designs and have meetings. After work, I go home and relax.
That's a perfect model. Very natural and easy to copy. Learners can keep the structure and just change the job, times, and activities.
So now it's your turn if you're watching or listening. Try to write 4 to 6 short sentences about your workday in English.
You can start like this. I work in, I start work at, then add, in the morning, at lunch, in the afternoon, after work.
So today we learned how to talk about your workday in simple English. If you can describe your job, your times, and what you do, morning, noon, and afternoon, you already say a lot.
Yes, and all with short, clear sentences. You don't need complicated words to sound natural.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us on Will English Echo. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It really helps us continue.
And please like this video and share it with your friends and family. It's a small action, but it makes a big difference for us.
Now it's your turn to practice. Write in the comments 3 or 4 sentences about your workday in English.
You can follow the model. I work in, I start work at. In the afternoon, I will be very happy to read what your day looks like.
Thank you again for learning with us today. We'll be back soon with another fun and easy English conversation.
See you next time for another real-life English topic. Bye-bye. See you soon.
Goodbye, everyone.